Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Now, the bone of contention now is the justices, the judges in the Supreme Court, as about 3 of them are taking a recourse. They're recursing themselves from this case. Question is why? What is going on? Of course, in another news as well in this same matter, the presidency have decided to scream and call out the obedient, the Atiku supporters over, according to them, they said it's another propaganda move as a case is being set to be read or to be the processes to be done in the United States over the FBI files that is about to be released. All of this wrapped into one. I can assure you there seem to be a lot of twists and turns. But let's start with what is happening in the Supreme Court as the justices are a few hours ahead of the first hearing. They're already giving excuses for exempting themselves from the hearing. Now, according to the news, very quickly, crisis seemed to have been brewing in the newly constituted Supreme Court presidential election petition panel as 3 more judges, that's Justices Musa Datijo Mohammed, I.N. Sulaiwa, and Helen M. Ogunwomijo have recursed themselves from their appointment. Now, initially, the list of 7 members of the panel to sit on the appeals filed by the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party, which is PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, include Justice Musa Datijo Mohammed, Mwani Musa Abba Aji, Lawal Gaba, Helen M. Ogunwomijo, I.N. Salaiwa Tijani, Abubakar, and Emmanuel Agim. Now, however, Justice Datijo has reportedly recursed himself on the pretext that he's retiring on Monday next week, the very day of the first hearing. Now, Justice Salaiwa follows suit and pulled himself from the panel for some undisclosed reasons, while Justice Ogunwomijo has also recursed herself for reasons best known to her. Okay, now, with this latest development, of course, it means that 5 out, the 11 justices in the Supreme Court of Nigeria have pulled out or recursed themselves. Now, the 5 justices are as follows: Ariwola, number 1, Ariwola. 2 is Kekere Ekun. Then Sulaiwa. Then Ogunwomijo and Datijo. Meanwhile, according to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, 7 justices are needed for the PEPT appeal. Now, consequently, according to the information obtained from a source who pleaded anonymity, the Supreme Court Justices panel for the PEPT appeal will be reconstituted tomorrow. Now, in the meantime, a source close to the apex body of the country's judiciary have suspected that something may be, after all, be fishy and seriously haunting and scaring the highest body of legal luminaries. Now, he lamented that it may not be unconnected to the rumors that the chairman of the Presidential Election Petition Court, that's PEPC Justice Haruna Tsammani, is currently on wheelchair and is suffering from enlarged prostates. According to rumors, Justice Tsammani returned from Paris unable to fix the enlarged prostate and is presently in a wheelchair and cannot walk. The source advised that those that agreed to serve should look inwards and outward to recall the nation's image as the most populous black country and the giant of Africa. Quickly, in another news, very quickly, let's find out what the presidency is saying concerning the FBI files that Greenspan has already filed a case with FBI, insisting that they have to release that document on or before at the time of the Supreme Court verdict so that Atiku Abubakar and Nigerians can use it for their case. Now, this is what the presidency is saying now as events are unfolding. Now, Special Advisor to the President, Bola Tinubu, Bayo Onanugwa, has said the movement known as Obedient and the followers of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar have begun another round of propaganda and campaign of falsehood over the move by Atiku, Obi and David Hondayi's contractor, Aaron Greenspan. Now, to stampede the Washington, D.C. court to change its earlier order on FBI to release documents on the president for future case of 1993. Now, Atiku has wasted tons of dollars, according to Onanuga, hiring Angela Leo to check President Tinubu's record at Chicago State University. What he got in the main was a confirmation that President Tinubu attended the school, passed out in flying colors, and did not forge any certificate, Onanuga said in his social media page. Now, the February 2023 election losers, Peter Obi and Atiku, are now attempting to cling onto another straw, hoping for magic at the Supreme Court. Onanuga continues. Now, on Thursday, Peter Obi forwarded to Greenspan the Supreme Court notice of hearing for the appeal that will begin in October 23rd, Monday. We do not know the brief Obi gave to Greenspan, but Greenspan rushed to the district court in U.S. Capitol with an emergency motion asking the court to compel the FBI to produce documents on our president immediately. Now, the FBI had earlier agreed to produce the same document at the end of October 2023. His motion may be heard on Monday, the same Monday that's going to begin 23rd of October, if all parties agree. Now, to support his motion, the American made some allegations against the judiciary in Nigeria as fed by David Hundayin, Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar. He claimed the Supreme Court hearing date, which he labeled as sudden, was intended to front-run the release of the FBI document. To him, the FBI documents are relevant to the case in Nigeria. After reading Greenspan's motion, one is left with the impression that the guy is very ignorant of our laws and our democracy and is nothing but an interloper in a matter clearly outside U.S. jurisdiction. Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and David Hundayin, who are his cheerleaders, have clearly misled this guy, whose accounts were suspended in June, along with that of his plain sight. To the obedient, the easily excitable David Hundayin and Atiku Abubakar's follower would just implore you to wait till the DC District Court decides on the matter, rather than rushing to the social media space with wild conjectures and extrajudicial trial of Nigeria's elected president. Onanuga continued. Now, Mr. Greenspan, who is your collaborator in the latest fishing expedition, is not so excitable. On his plain sight, he already posted a reply by IRS that it has no FOIA records on President Tinubu's 1993 civil case. Now, he now went further. So just like the Chicago State University case, this particular one will also end up, this one in DC will also lead to nothing. All this is coming from Onanuga insisting that there's no case really to answer for. But if you ask me why the reaction, already the case will be heard, give or take, in a few hours' time. And also, Supreme Court may also be the fact that they are supposed to have like 7 justices. 3 is already out, which means they really need to put back. And you heard what they said allegedly happened to Justice Tsammani. I guess everybody's looking. This one is a make or man. Nigerians are beginning to draw spiritual koji everywhere. My colleague is in the house very quickly. What's your take on the drama that is already unfolding cut across board?
The most serious aspect of it is Justice Tsammani being down with prostrate. I know it's an old man's sickness, but then for it to happen now and the man is on wheelchair is something that every reasonable man who wants to enjoy his retirement will not dare step his feet into something that may swallow you, because already based on what we've seen thus far, a lot of people are praying, some are laying curses and all of that. People are getting angry. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria is passing through so much. Some people don't even know what the future is going to look like for them. We need someone who can turn this whole thing around. And that person must be able to do the biddings of the people. And, some people also believe that the anger of God will be rolled away if the right thing is done. I think that's why most of these judges have decided, I've lived my life. I have served this country for more than 30 years, or some of them 20-something years. Why would I trade my life for something I may not even live to enjoy? So that's why we are seeing all of this. The only thing I would tell anybody who wants to sit on that seat is dispense justice. That's all. If you dispense justice, just like Wike would say, heaven will not fall. If it falls, we will welcome them because they are the ones that are supporting us spiritually. So that's just it. Let's do the right thing. And concerning some of the things we are hearing them say about, United States of America and all of that, let's wait for the D-Day. Everything will be unfolded before our eyes. That's just what I have to say.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? Indeed.